first in the West Coast Conference right now, and today they put that standing on the line against the San Diego Toreros. Welcome back inside the kennel alongside the great John Billings. I'm Greg Talbot. Lauren Whitaker and Allie Turner are one of the best 1-2 combos in college basketball right now, and they proved it again on Thursday.
It's not just like one of them plays well and then the other is the wingman for the day. They are both contributing every night for Gonzaga right now. 26 points for Lauren Whitaker, 16 of those coming in the second half. Allie Turner with 25 of her own and was like throwing a ball into the ocean from downtown. And what's so impressive, and you can see right from these highlights, how often they play as a tandem. So it's Turner to Whitaker or Whitaker to Turner. If you stop one, the other's going to step up. It's going to be a big question mark tonight. Does San Diego stop the three-point shooting and allow Whitaker to dominate inside? Or do they come out and collect at the three-point line and find out how that's going to roll? And as you can see from the statistics here, both of these players, Turner we know for her three-point prowess, also with 5 assists the other night, but Whitaker could step out and knock it down too. These two have just been absolutely dominant, and remember, they're just a freshman and a sophomore.
Elsewhere for Gonzaga, Z Okuso has been tremendous recently. She hit big clutch shots to secure wins in the last couple games. She'll be heavily featured in tonight's starting lineup for the Bulldogs. Meanwhile, for San Diego, Kylie Ray is their big threat. 16 points a game, the number 4 scorer right now in the West Coast Conference. Today's game is all about tempo and scoring clip. Gonzaga is averaging 72 points a game. San Diego only 56 points a game. Whoever forces this game to their speed and tempo has the advantage. Another full Saturday in the house here in the kennel. Taylor Smith into tip against Eva Ruse. And we're off and running in Spokane as Taylor Smith collects. Double tip, and we'll do it again.
It's like a triple tip and catch. Almost off and running.
So here comes San Diego for the first real possession. It'll be Olivia Owens, who has been a sensation these last couple nights for San Diego. Her vision and ball handling really stands out as a true freshman. Almost 40 steals, so confident as a freshman. And our far side official is signaling that we might have an issue with the clock here coming out of that opening inbound. Looks like we do. Well, it's a matchup of offenses tonight. The most efficient offense in the WCC, Gonzaga, versus the least efficient in the WCC, in the Toreros. Also the best versus worst three-point shooting teams in the WCC. Here is Owens underneath, around and off, and Whitaker the early board. And here comes Gonzaga. The best shooting team by a mile as far as it goes in the WCC. Ines Betancourt for 3 starts it off.
Great start for her. She didn't have a great night the other day against San Francisco, so getting off to a good shooting start. It's amazing how when you start playing well on offense, the defense comes as well, and that's her big goal tonight. She's got the task of trying to stop this talented scorer.
And Kylie Ray responds. The Utah transfer, a top 5 scorer right now, and she's also the best free throw shooter in the conference, so she'll be trying to get to the line. Betancourt driving. Nice pass to Smith, who gets it in.
Offense from Betancourt on a night where she's got the toughest defensive matchup is really kind of bonus points. That time, getting to the baseline, able to find the alert hands of Smith.
Short from Owens, and Okuso there for the rebound. Tremendous second half player the last couple times out for the Bulldogs. Now Allie Turner to Okuso. Whitaker bodying inside. It is Whitaker, doubled and tipped away by Kylie Ray.
And look at, even as she stands right there, 4 players from San Diego right around Whitaker. You can see the conversation in the pregame all about how they're going to stop. They're going to do it by committee.
Does San Diego have to collapse in order to guard Whitaker?
I think you do. They're going to have to pick their poison. Either they collapse and say Whitaker's not going to be the player to beat us. We need somebody else to step up and hit threes against us if you're going to beat us. Or Whitaker will just have her way. San Diego does have some good size, but as you can see on the court, really one player of that kind of space, Eva Ruse, but everybody else is either a tall guard or a small, and there's no way they can defend as a team there.
Ray coast to coast, short. Whitaker the board. Had to fight off Eva Roos, who came crashing in behind her. No foul. Thought that was going to be an over the back on the sophomore Eva Roos.
Nice step through from Kylie Ray. She gets downhill. She's got a step back three-point shot. She can handle the ball well and get her shots. But for Gonzaga, they want to apply pressure and make her work.
Ray, spin move, couldn't get it. Man, she is electric. A pair of great transfers for San Diego make this offense go, and Kylie Ray and Helen Hawley, who is a Michigan State transfer herself. Allie Turner. Smith, long two, got it. Taylor Smith finding ways to get open early on.
And that's a big shot for her. If she can spread the floor, she keeps that double team away. They have to respect her. We've seen Jaden Hale hit that shot this year, and it just allows so much more room for Whitaker to work.
Rhodes. Second drive. This time she had the angle, and San Diego's back in business. Nice play.
Good alert play from the senior, recognizing the mismatch and taking advantage of her speed.
Akuso pushing, other end, finishes. All right, so Gonzaga has decided we are going to run. They are not going to let San Diego control the tempo if they can help it.
Yeah, it all starts with stops, right? If you can get a stop, it's easier to get out and run.
Kylie Ray back to work. She's got 4 of San Diego's first 6. Not a surprise as a top 5 scorer in the conference. So good at creating her own shot for the Toreros. Turner. Looking to pass. Whitaker, 3, you bet. Lauren Whitaker, a top 20 scorer in women's college basketball. And John, that's because she can also shoot the 3.
Yeah, and that's a team basket right there. Penetration from a teammate, moving the ball, one extra pass to find in rhythm Whitaker.
What a stuff by Betancourt and Whitaker.
They're going to call a jump ball on this.
Really? Yeah, they are.
Which gives Gonzaga the possession. It looked like maybe it was touched out. I'm not sure if that meant that the official couldn't find it or just couldn't see. There's another great look, and you see that last pass in rotation. Good ball movement, good floor spacing as well for Gonzaga.
So Whitaker off the floor early after a couple early points. And Taryn Gardner will take her place along with Jaden Hale.
Both players who have earned the time that they're getting right now. They're basically extended starters. They're not usually starting the game, but they're getting starters minutes. Gardner is a lights-out three-point shooter, and when she's been hot, it adds an extra scoring prowess, an extra punch for Gonzaga. And for a lot of freshmen, they might be a little bit timid. Jaden Hale is not.
No.
She jumps in. She's confident. She's calling for the ball even in big-time moments. So she's been a fantastic addition to the roster this year and gives the luxury for the coaching staff to rest Whitaker early on in the game. They might be discussing this last one. It was kind of an awkward play. They called a jump ball, and sometimes an official will do that if they didn't see who it was actually out on. I'm not sure if that was the distinction or if it was really more about kind of a tie-up as the ball went out.
And they're going to give this to the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and I think they did so on the possession arrow because they just flopped the possession arrow.
So Taylor Smith to inbound. When Gonzaga has had great success the last couple weeks, it's because a third scorer stepped up over the course of the night. Sometimes it's Jaden Hale, who gives it off to Allie Turner, who dials it up. Sometimes it's Hale. Sometimes it's Gardner. Sometimes it's Taylor Smith, looking like it might be that way tonight. Inside to Ruse, up and under, no good. And here is Taryn Gardner from Spokane, graduated from Meade High School. Into Smith, backing down. No good, but you do like her taking that shot.
Confident. You got to be able to step up and take it when you've got a good look.
Ray is handling the ball a lot for San Diego right now as she throws it out of bounds.
Yeah, turnover is her issue. They're forcing her to make so many plays as a scorer, but then also a creator. It's a lot to put on her shoulders, and she's been turning the ball over quite a bit. That time, little miscommunication and frustration as she looked over to her first-year head coach.
Kylie Ray has the turnover issue. Gonzaga has the turnover issue. Still the most turnover-prone team by margin in the West Coast Conference as Z Akuso puts it in. Good for Gonzaga, though. Still no turnovers yet in the first 5 almost minutes.
Yeah, good start for Gonzaga. San Diego's had bad starts. In the last number of games, they just get so far behind that even when they put together good second halves, they're coming back from too far down. It was important for them to get a good start. They were down 6-9 for a second, and then look at this cold streak.
Owens missed it. Second chance for the Toreros. Living on the perimeter. And a foul on the drive.
Looked like on Akuso underneath, battling for a position there.
It was on Ziakuso. That's 55. First foul of the game for either team. We had not seen a ton of physicality as Gonzaga brings in Cristobal Osorobo, who's in earlier than usual, John, for the second straight game.
Yeah, she's earning minutes mainly for her defensive capability. She's got such long arms. She's able to alter shots, make defenders or make attackers work around her. And good to see Coach Fortier has another option with the mismatches.
That'll take us to our first break at the 5-minute media timeout. Bulldogs up 10 early and living inside. Because they're 7 for 9 shooting from the field. This is an awfully new San Diego team. First year for their new head coach, Blanche Alverson, who has stepped in to replace the legendary Cindy Fisher, who was there for 20 years. And, John, people actually think Blanche Alverson is going to be a big deal coach.
Yeah, high aspirations for her. She played at Auburn. She was an assistant coach at a few different stops, including the most recent one at Georgia Tech. She was at USC, had big-time recruiting classes there, helped Georgia Tech make it to a number of NCAA tournaments. So, bright coach, really good. And, what I've seen in some of the player kind of responses or just the body language out there, a lot of smiling, good communication. You can see there's a good vibe being built here in this program. They just don't necessarily have the talent yet, but she's going to need some time. I think it's going to be exciting to see what Coach Blanche Alverson can do.
Haley Rhodes hits both free throws for San Diego and cuts it down to a doubling up of the current score. Gonzaga's been very efficient, 7 for 9 from the field so far. They've hit 5 of their last 6.
A little matchup zone right now for San Diego, trying to change things up a bit.
Whitaker back on the floor. Osorobo, 3, no. She's really not in there to shoot. She's really in there for stretch defense. Rhodes underneath. Can't finish. That looked more like the USF game with all the outlet passes from Thursday night.
Yeah, the fast breaks were killing Gonzaga. So nice when you've just played against a team like that. You remember what to do, and you remember how important it is.
Turner pops. Just long. She usually loves that shot, though, off the screen.
Great screen from Jaden Hale there, and Allie Turner does such a fantastic job of rubbing shoulder to shoulder. There's no space between the screen and her dribble drive, so no pocket for a defender to sneak through. Unable to knock it down there, but expect more of those as the game progresses.
Allie's off. Ines Betancourt's back on. And San Diego sends on Malia Tharp, the junior from Australia. All right, so Gonzaga has their 2 aggressive physical forwards into the game. That one is down and in from Lauren Whitaker.
And that's special talent right there. Not only is she a big that can step out and shoot it, but a lot of players practice at the three-point line. When players hit a medium range jumper like that, they've got touch that is just developed from a long time of practice.
Kylie Ray forced that one up. That might be an ongoing issue tonight as Taryn Gardner pulled back on the offense there. One of the questions for the Toreros is Kylie Ray going to have to do too much to try to keep pace on the scoring with Gonzaga? Corner, Betancourt, short on the 3. Gardner tips it, and Helen Hawley, the Michigan State transfer, keeps it for the Toreros. They love her physicality and her defensive focus. That opens up other options on the offensive end. Tharp just into the game. Owens, corner, Rhodes pops. Couldn't get it, although that was a well-designed play that they ran really nicely.
Yeah, good offensive possession, just couldn't finish. And now Hale able to sneak ahead. Great look ahead as well. That's perfect job running the court, even after a drive underneath your own hoop.
And now San Diego's going to slow it down. They know that they just got beat on a play that this should have ended up in points for them. Owens with the left, pops and finishes. They love her vision. They love her ball handling. She showcased both right there.
Yeah, she's critical as one of the few seniors on the entire team. 6 new freshmen to the San Diego team, but she's one of the senior leaders, and they need that from her. Not only the leadership, but the scoring.
Gardner lives on the perimeter. Big three-point shooter for this team. Osorobo. 5. Gardner. Bang! From way downtown, the Meade High School graduate.
So that's a long three-point shot, but if you look at the data, when teams rotate the ball more than once, the numbers go through the roof. Something like 30% shots without a rotation, and it goes up to 40 and 50% the more times you rotate. Right there, Gonzaga had ball movement, spacing, and even though they took a long three, you're just in a better rhythm. It's more likely it goes down.
Rhodes can't answer because Gardner just made a great play on defense. The sophomore is all over the floor. They keep leaving Osorobo open from 3. Doesn't want to take it again.
Gardner, the transfer from Boise State, such a big part of basketball now, the transfer portal.
Betancourt 3, no.
Look at that.
Gonzaga 3 for 6 from downtown. Gardner short on the 2. Hale has it, up and under. She got it. Jaden Hale, the true freshman. Her emergence has changed the face of this team on offense. San Diego wants a timeout. Blanche Alverson called it with a minute to go in the first quarter. Quite the run for Gonzaga. Meanwhile, San Diego was 1 for 7 on their last shots.
Here's a good look at that ball movement before, and you can just see the rhythm. Gardner gets the ball. She's balanced. She gets to step into it. Then she got the nice rebound and the hustle. And look at the footwork. Hale is able to go from one block nearly to the other before putting that up and in. It's such an underrated part of her game, and any big player like Lauren Whitaker as well. If you've got the size and strength but you can't move, it's not going anywhere. But that time she's able to find space and use her shoulders to get it up and in.
Jaden Hale and Taryn Gardner there in the middle of your screen. When Gonzaga can bring them off the bench and they can play like that, it's really like you have 7 starters for the Bulldogs instead of 5.
Well, and it gives you other options as a coaching staff, because when you start Taylor Smith, you have a fantastic defender who can do all the little things, but she's probably not as good offensively as Hale is. And then Gardner's three-point shooting usually increases the team's three-point shot a little bit over what Okuso is normally going to do. So if you need offense, you can bring those 2 off the bench. If you need to stick with defense, you don't have a big drop down with them, but you've got others with a nice option.
Under a minute to play in the first quarter.
Now a little zone for Gonzaga out of the timeout. Make San Diego think for a minute.
Inside, Roos up and over, draws the foul. San Diego loves how Eva Roos attacks the basket and drives the pace. Made it happen there and draws the foul on Lauren Whitaker.
Nice left hand. Whitaker is going to need to sit on that. She won't go to her right very often, but you're so used to guarding shooters or any scorer that's going to their right hand. I mean, think about the thousands, millions of times you do that over the course of your basketball career, and then a lefty comes in, and even though if you know that's the scouting report, it just takes you a second to adjust.
San Diego might need free throws to keep this game close. That's their first miss of the night. Sierra Lichtian off the bench for Gonzaga. Played a ton on Thursday against USF, along with Paige Loafing. Paige Loafing, the true freshman, misses. Okuso, aggressive rebound. And a foul on the come down as San Diego was all over her.
That was a huge rebound, Greg. I mean, she didn't go up. She looked like she was just going to try to tip it out, but instead gobbled it up with both hands, able to rip that ball down. And that's not the first time Gonzaga's been on the offensive glass. This team is so effective and high percentage field goal that if they get a second chance, that's nearly unstoppable.
It's a passionate rebound. 19.5 to play in the quarter, no shot clock. Okuso fades, couldn't get the bank. One last shot for the Toreros. Rhodes with 10, she'll hold. With 3, Rhodes tipped by Betancourt with 1 at the horn. Whoa. Just short from Neshi. What a first quarter for Gonzaga. They hold San Diego to 11 points. and shoot 52% themselves.
We got the angle on that one, Greg. I thought that was going down.
Big first quarter for the Bulldogs. We'll take a break as they lead early. 25-11 after the first 10 minutes, mostly because of their three-point shooting. They're 3 for 8 downtown. No surprise coming into this game, John. They are the second best three-point shooting team in the country.
And there's good threes and then there's bad threes, and right now they're getting good ones. And what I would categorize as a good three is in rhythm, after the ball is rotated. Ideally the ball goes inside and then it comes back out. And all of these threes are passes where the shooter is stepping into it. They've got space. They're not overly contested. So great offense leads good shooters the right direction, and then they can take care of the rest of the business. And I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. Obviously first in the WCC, but second in the NCAA in field goal percentage. And when they can knock down threes and they have a big post presence like Lauren Whitaker, that's why they're tough to beat.
Eva Roos tapped that one out of bounds after Kylie Ray put it up. Is Kylie Ray going to exhaust herself today, John, just trying to make it happen for San Diego?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest challenge for Blanche Alverson is, can we get Kylie Ray some relatively easy shots? She's not going to get any that are easy, but easier is kind of the job for the coaching staff. And we've seen her get into a tough spot where she's trying to force too much, and that's where she'll turn it over.
That was the first turnover of the game for Gonzaga, and that's in the second quarter. I cannot tell you the last time that happened. Gonzaga, in this first quarter today, took it better care of the ball than any game this year. Very impressive from them.
Yeah, that's going to be a key. They're not going to be amazing at not turning it over all season, but if they can be good, this team's got a bright future.
Zags give it up again. Okuso didn't quite hit it fast enough off the hardwood on the bounce pass there to Loafing, who's still in. Giving the true freshman more minutes with this big lead. Inside, Roos, nice play, knocked away by Lichty. Sierra Lichty played a ton coming off that lower body injury on Thursday against San Francisco. It would really be great if they give her more minutes to give Whitaker some more time on the bench if she's tired.
Yeah, nice rotation that time. She's got good senses. She's not like bringing a player in that's not used to playing at all. She would have potentially been a starter this year without the injury. So her coming in and adding these extra minutes is huge.
Ray back to work. Knocked away by Allie Turner, Zag's ball.
I just lost her touch on the way up there.
Speaking of Allie Turner on defense down low, one of the great highlights of her season with that absolute knockaway block on Thursday against the Dons. That was a highlight.
Yeah, against San Francisco's best scorer, and she did it in a big moment. Allie Turner is starting to show her toughness a little bit more. We know about her skill, but she's showing leadership and toughness in big moments.
Stolen by Owens. The Zags have now turned it over 3 times in the last 3 minutes. It's catching up with them as Owens throws that one off the backboard.
I think when we look at San Diego and the program that Blanche Alverson is trying to rebuild, players like Olivia Owens are going to be part of that. She's just a freshman, but coming on, getting a lot of big minutes. She's got more length and athleticism than a lot of her teammates and just able to play at a higher level when she grows into her game.
Fouled by Lily Amore, who has really not played much today for San Diego, which is pretty surprising. Like, she's one of the top 5 on the team in minutes usually.
Yeah, she's going to pressure Turner really high, almost picking her up full court. Just trying to make life a little inconvenient for Turner.
And here is Turner on Amore. Great handles off the screen. No travel, but the San Diego fans were calling for it. Cross court to Okuso with 5. Contested 3 short. Knocked out of bounds by Taylor Smith. Good to see her hustling after it, though.
Yeah, intangibles, that's her game. She's going to pick up offensive rebounds. She's going to get deflections. She's a winner. She's not a player you're going to look at any stat except for the plus minus. And a lot of times that plus minus is in favor when she's on the court.
Roos on Smith. Nice with the left. It's around and off. And here comes Lichty pushing. Tough defense by Owens. The freshman fouls going after the ball.
Yeah, late whistle, but the right one. You saw some skill sets there from Lichty. She's one of the players that she can pick a board down and take it up the court herself. Having a big with the ball handling skills she has allows Gonzaga to get out and run. And when they do, then the shooters can spot up.
Jaden Hale back on for the Bulldogs, along with Lauren Whitaker. So Gonzaga going taller on offense here with 7:35 to play in the half. Whitaker, what a pass from Loafing! Missed the shot, double teamed. So stay with the Zags, but not a surprise, John. You said at the start of the game, San Diego has no choice but to just collapse on Lauren Whitaker when she has the ball.
Yeah, and that time, even with the collapse, she got it right where you'd expect her to finish. Keep an eye on Hale here as well. She's got a big mismatch.
What a pass into Whitaker. She missed it, but again, she was tripled. Amore has Turner in front of her. San Diego trying to slow it down. They prefer a slower half-court tempo. Underneath, Rhodes. Rather, Owens missed it. They'll reset. Rhodes with the left. Athletic.
Nice finish. Lefty by nature, but still, she had a lot to do after getting around that corner. Kind of floated it up off the glass.
Into Whitaker. Tripled again. Feeds Hale, knocked away. The collapsing defense on Whitaker is beginning to work.
Well, the idea is you got to pick your poison. We're not going to just win by straight-up defense. So if we're going to give Gonzaga something and take an alternative away, what do you want to take away? Well, Whitaker first, right? So they're going to double, triple her, close in, and make her make a nice pass. She's capable, but it's just a little bit harder, and that time it didn't come off.
Here's Ray, quiet the last few minutes. Ruse on Whitaker. Nearly gave it up, and Ray now with 10, tipped away.
Gonzaga knows how good Ray is. Watch her on those pick and rolls. They're going to double and hedge hard. Rather than seeing Whitaker just drop in and worry about the roll, she's going to come and stop Ray. And sometimes you just stop and then you recover. Gonzaga's really actually trapping it.
Whitaker steals it. Oh, look at her go. Fouled before she got a chance to go up. Probably smart by San Diego because she's so good with the and ones this year. You can't foul her when she's in the air.
Yeah, you could jump on a piggyback ride, and it's not really going to change the effect on that one. Kylie Ray knew she had no choice.
And she'll go to the bench. Would you rather have not even fouled with her if you're San Diego? Why even put yourself in foul trouble?
Yeah, I think that's the right play. She got in foul trouble against Pepperdine, and it was really difficult for them to score when she was out of the game. When she came back in, they got a little spurt and ended up winning that first conference victory for the Toreros, but I don't think you want to foul.
Taryn Gardner, another three. That's her second, 2 for 2. San Diego's bench was clapping because of how they had just closed out Allie Turner. Little did they know that Taryn Gardner was waiting like an assassin in the corner. That's a travel on Eva Roos. Kind of lost her footing there.
Yeah, that was just poor spacing, right? Allie Turner almost ran into that, and just because she was tracking her own defender. Nice shot from Gardner in the corner there. All of these threes
really
are
quick
pretty
pull.
open.
A really quick pull.
But she's ready. You're ready because you catch it in the right position. You got your feet already set. There's no wasted motion in her three-point shot as well.
Turner fouled. She'll get to it at the free throw line.
Speaking of good shooting motions, you can see it in that shot. You'll see it on the free throw. When Allie Turner shoots it, there's a lot of spin on the ball. That backspin is what gives her a soft touch. So even if it hits the rim, it's got a chance to still bounce and go down in. You snap your wrists, you snap your fingers, and she's always got it in the right spot, so she's not floating the ball up there. She's got the proverbial hand in the cookie jar.
Allie Turner is a 95% free throw shooter this year.
Yeah, kids, if you're watching, you want to learn how to shoot a free throw.
That's 43 for 45. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, mimic this. Short routine, right into the balance spot. Snap the wrist, nothing but net.
Kylie Ray and Allie Turner, the two best free throw shooters in the conference going head-to-head today. San Diego wants a timeout with 5:20.
veteran move from Lisa Fortier there, coming out of the timeout again. This is a lead that you might start to feel like you become a bit passive, and the team coming behind can go after you. Gonzaga not allowing it.
We'll go to break. Bulldogs still doubling up San Diego. Bulldogs more than doubling up San Diego because of their three-point shooting, specifically because of the great Taryn Gardner, who after making 2 already today is 50% on the season. She's 29 for 58. Amazing.
She's shooting it with confidence, too. She was a bit passive early in the season, I think, trying to find her role. And now you can see when she's catching it, she knows it's her responsibility to launch. That's her role on this team, and she's come in and now really found that. Early on in the season, you could see some of the newcomers were trying to find out, when should I be a passer? When should I be a scorer? What's my kind of spot in this roster? And she knows now exactly what it is and starting to really fill it up.
The fact that all the stars on this Gonzaga team, whether it's Lauren Whitaker, Allie Turner, and you include now Taryn Gardner, nobody's a junior yet. All of Gonzaga's stars are underclassmen. This is the beginning of what is going to be a very special next couple of years.
Yeah, you just got to keep them together, right? And there's no guarantee to that in college basketball anymore, but certainly a bright future. The only upperclassman that really sees a lot of minutes for this team right now is Ines Betancourt.
Zags into a zone and collapsing, trying to force turnovers. Kylie Ray knocks down a 3 for San Diego. They were 0 for 1 on the whole day before that shot from downtown. Hadn't even been trying. Not a surprise, San Diego coming into this game the worst three-point shooting team in the WCC. Gardner again, yes! 3 for 3 for the Meade High School graduate.
She's got to hit that, right? After we talked her up the way we did, stepped right on. It was like she got the rundown from us.
Bulldogs hit 11 threes on Thursday against USF. They've already got 5 today. Cross court. Holly missed it. She's barely touched the ball today despite almost leading the team in minutes. Here comes Allie Turner. Pushing the pace. Foul in the key on Taylor Smith.
Yeah, I just got caught a little bit in trying to establish position. Tough call, honestly. It's one of those where if everyone's down there and you're battling in the paint, you can get away with twice that amount of contact with no call. But when it's an open floor and it's obvious and there's nobody else to kind of mask it, the whistles come. I always thought it was interesting, Greg. You know, you can body blow each other on a rebound, but if I barely nick you in the eye, it's going to be a foul. I mean, there's sort of a double standard there, but it's part of the game.
Zags pushing tempo again, refusing to let San Diego drive it down. Betancourt. Hale, look at this movement and passing. Gardner, her first miss from 3. What a board by Whitaker. Are you kidding me?
Rebounding out of her zone. That means it's not that the ball just came to her. She had to go and find it and showed her ability.
Whitaker got her on the travel as she was jabbing.
Whitaker doesn't have a lot of weaknesses.
No.
You know, when you start to think about comparing her on the national stage, I don't know where you find the down part of her game. It may be others that are better shooters or others that are better in the post or better at rebounding, but I haven't seen many that can do everything at the clip she can.
Great passing. Holly didn't want the 3 that time. Slowing it down again. This is Dresha Moore getting her first run of minutes. Inside. Underneath. Missed it. This will be Gonzaga ball.
Again, Gonzaga doubling on that pick and roll. San Diego's got to decide, what are we going to do? Because Kylie Ray's so good coming off that screen and pulling up for a jumper. But right now, Gonzaga is basically saying, if you do, we're going to double team you and make you pass it. They may be better off. When Ray got that shot a few moments ago, it was actually off the screen away from the ball and made her just be a catch and shoot.
This is some of the prettiest Gonzaga passing we've seen at home all season. Lichty for Gardner. She'll pull again, just off the mark. Osorobo chases it down, second chance. Lichty gets it. And look at Ines Betancourt giving her the push and the smile. Everybody's scoring today.
And it was a big smile on Lichty's face, too. You can see she's got guard-like skills, although stands at about 6 feet.
Coming up on 2 minutes to play in the half. Inside, Holly. Tried to get over Whitaker. Not a chance. Contact on the way down. Gonzaga ball. Lauren Whitaker.
Whitaker's just a freshman, but that was kind of a veteran move. She caused the contact and then flailed a little bit and got it.
Everything about Lauren Whitaker is so beyond her age.
Some of that's being an international player. Here's a look at Lichty's shot again, and you can see when a player hits a long shot if they're comfortable doing that. Nice follow through, good rhythm.
Pure form.
Yeah, she's going to hit a few more of those in her career here. But just to point to Whitaker, when you're an international player, think about the life experiences of leaving home, traveling across the world, different food, different customs, cultures. It does make you beyond your age, and she's just got a poise about her that's certainly not that of most freshmen.
Gardner again! Taryn Gardner, 4 for 6 in the first half. Are you joking? Ray, other end, no. Whitaker the rebound. That's already 9 in the first half for Lauren. Cross court Osorobo. The Spaniard underneath. Got it. Look at this passing and this movement for the Bulldogs.
A good decision. Osorobo could have gone with the three-point shot. That's not her game. Instead, gets to the paint, gets to her comfortable right hand. A nice finger roll.
Zags are on an 8-0 run in the last minute and change. It has been fast and furious late in the half. Ray, wave it off. Foul on the drive.
At that time, Ray refused the pick, right? She knows she's going to get trapped, so she went away from where the screen was and tried to create on her own. Another look at Osorobo. She stretches it out here, finger rolled, a little bit of English to bounce it up off the glass.
What a run late from the Bulldogs.
You can see what it means to this team. She hasn't been on the scoring sheet much this year, earning more minutes from her work and practice. Great defensive player, and gets the congrats from her teammates for the score.
Rhodes, no. Lichty the rebound, very active. Minute to play in the half. Akuso, aggressive. San Diego ball. What an amazing half this has been by Gonzaga. San Diego had 11 points in the first quarter. If you're looking at the screen, you're like, is that right? Yeah, only 7 points in the second quarter so far for the Toreros. How about that? Kylie Ray, their undisputed MVP. Tarus, great pass underneath. Tharp couldn't finish. Foul underneath.
Tharp's a lefty and just uncomfortable with that right hand trying to finish. Good job by Kylie Ray getting rid of it early enough to get a little 2-on-1. Akuso got stuck, had to make a decision.
And that foul's on Lichty. Ray and Betancourt with 15 on the shot clock. Roos battling Ray. Hale out of position. 3 won't go. Followed by Roos. Couldn't get it. Tipped by Jaden Hale, and here come the Bulldogs with just over 10 in the half. Allie Turner, time for one more. Turner. Akuso's got 3. Gotta go! Long 2. Got it off in time. Just to the left. And it does not go down. Meanwhile, the Bulldogs still finish the first half on an 8-0 run. Meanwhile, San Diego misses their last 7 shots of the half.
Gonzaga getting what they want. Honestly, San Diego got a few nice looks and opportunities to end that first half. Just couldn't get them down, and they're going to need to play some of the best basketball of their lives to come back and win this. Right now, they're not doing that, and it's showing the difference.
We're joined now by Gonzaga's head coach, Lisa Forte, after a very impressive first half for her team. Coach, you guys held San Diego to 8 points in the second quarter. How did you lock them out so hard on defense?
Well, it helped us that Kylie Ray spends a little bit of time on the bench. She's a really tough player. She draws a lot of attention. But, one and done. I think that we didn't give up any offensive rebounds, or not very many. That was a big part of it. We know that they're going to try to get to the paint, and we were loaded up behind people. Always had someone, side by side to disrupt if we had to go and help. So help the helper. I think it was just a good team defensive effort.
Gardner's shooting it well. A few players able to hit threes. What's opening up those spaces and giving you open looks?
Well, they're really focusing on our post play, and I've told everybody for the last 20 years, right, that if you have good guards, they're only as good as the forwards you have, and vice versa. And so if people are trying to take away our interior, then they have problems on the perimeter. If they want to crowd us or double team us on the perimeter, then we got good post players inside. So the balance that we have on our offense is, I think, the biggest thing.
Really great half basketball, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
41-18 at the half. We'll come back with a lot of Taryn Gardner and Lauren Whitaker highlights after the break. Diego 41-18 after the first 20 minutes. The Coast to the Court Women's Basketball Series is your all-access pass to West Coast Conference basketball. They take you inside each program to get to know the coaches and players and learn about the culture of each team. From practice sessions to game day and the community that supports each program, they bring you the stories that define each program. Catch the latest episode on the West Coast Conference YouTube channel at WCC Sports. The Coast to the Court Women's Basketball Series. It's your inside look at your favorite team. Well, that was a fun first 20 minutes if you're a Gonzaga basketball fan. Welcome back inside the kennel. Greg Talbot, John Billings. 18 points in the first half for San Diego. How did Gonzaga do it?
It's fun to watch good basketball, honestly, and what you saw for Gonzaga offensively was tremendous ball movement, great shots. On the defensive end, they took away San Diego's best talent, Kylie Ray. They basically said somebody else is going to have to beat us, and they haven't been able to do it. Good rebounding, as you heard from Coach Fortier, to end the half. They're not giving up second chance points either. So just overall, really great night of basketball so far for Gonzaga.
It's been a big weekend for Gonzaga women's basketball after that win against USF on Thursday. After a couple other losses, they find themselves in a tie. Coming into Thursday's game, they were in third with USF in fourth. All of a sudden, because Oregon State lost and Santa Clara didn't play, here we are, right? It's Gonzaga and Oregon State. They're tied again. Zags and the Beavs Thursday in Corvallis.
Yeah, Gonzaga took care of business against San Francisco. Oregon State and Santa Clara couldn't do it. Oregon State lost to LMU. Santa Clara lost at home to Portland, and Portland had a big comeback in that matchup, so now they vault their way up. And you're right, that's going to be a big matchup against Oregon State. And two teams that I think you want to be one of those top two teams as we think about the playoffs, WCC tournament down the stretch. Those top two teams will get an extra bye, kind of a double bye. But really, when you look at 3, 4, 5, and 6, they are all talented teams, and they're going to give anybody a run for their money. So there's no given games. Bottom half is pretty weak with the WCC. Top half, really strong.
Zags, meanwhile, looking like they're coasting to win in this one already. Only 7 points in the second quarter for the San Diego Toreros. We got 18 at the break here in the McCarthy Athletic Center. Part of Gonzaga's huge lead is the way they've been closing out on defense. Mostly John Billings. It's been a lot of three-point shooting, though, that has caused this deficit.
Yeah, great ball movement. Love from Fortier talking about good work inside the paint allows for good shooting. And you can see all of these jump shots. Look at the lane being clogged by Torero's defense, and that allows the three-point shooter to step into it in rhythm. But you got to be able to knock them down, and they've got talent to do that. All these players that are hitting them are the kind of players you would expect to hit threes. Gardner, Whitaker, Turner, Betancourt, those are three-point shooters that can step it up, and they've got confidence now at this part of the season.
Really importantly, it's not like Gonzaga's 7 for 30 from downtown. They're 7 for 15. So yet again, they are at about 50%, but still taking a good volume.
You know, it's funny. That's a worse percentage of three-point shooting than they had on Thursday night when they were 7 of 10 in the first half, but certainly nothing to slouch at. Gardner's had a lot of them. She's just confident. She's shooting it up. And the offense is leading to the right shooters making good decisions.
This Gonzaga offense is better when Taryn Gardner has that confidence. She knows she's on target that day. If you give her 3 seconds, she might doubt herself. If you only give her 1, she pulls and it goes in.
Yeah, I always felt like, sometimes when players shoot it at the end of a shot clock, it seems to go better because there's no question in the back of their mind about, should I be taking this? If there's an offense that rolls out and you're the one in the corner that's supposed to get the shot, you also shoot it better because you know the coach and all of your teammates have your confidence. This is what the plan was. It just takes that little seed of doubt away, and shooters are better in that moment.
Bulldogs shooting right around 50% from the field as a team and right about 50% from three. It's been a fun first half of offensive basketball. I'll come back with first half stats in the second half of this game right after this. Greg Talbot and John Billings with you the rest of the way. Bulldogs up 41-18. Let's show you the first half stats and show you how we got here in case you were out walking the dog or getting ready for Seahawks-Niners or something. 3-point shooting, really impressive. Rebounding, really impressive for the Bulldogs. What is even more impressive, John, that's not on the screen, Gonzaga really didn't turn it over in the first half. Since when does that happen?
Yeah, only 6 turnovers in the first half of play. That's a big number for this team as you think about their ability to go down the stretch and get into the NCAA tournament. 11 assists is fantastic, too. Most of the three-pointers have come off of nice passes. Rebounding has been fantastic. They're only giving one opportunity to the Toreros. But, of course, when you're shooting it well and the other team's not, rebounds are going to be in favor on your end.
Bench points, 21-0.
This team is starting to become deep. We said that the other night against San Francisco when they played 11 players in the first half of play. They're seeming to get a little bit more depth, but when you're getting depth and scoring, that's a difference maker.
If you can have Gardner and Hale and Lichty adding points off the bench, knowing that Taylor Smith is comfortable scoring in the starting lineup as well, that's true depth.
Yeah,
maybe not quite as scoring-wise, well-rounded and deep as those Trong sister teams, but impressive regardless.
What it gives is Lisa Fortier and her staff have the option to see how the night progresses, and then they can adjust some of the matchups. So if another team goes big, they can put a couple different players in. If they go small, they can adjust the lineup there. We've seen Osorobo coming in when there's a dribble driver that they need her to guard. And if you see a night like tonight when Gardner's hot, she gets more minutes. You can go with the hot hand. If Lichty's shooting it well, or if you need a little more offense, you can play with that, kind of toggle the joystick, and it's just an embarrassment of riches. And what's impressive is that the team's starting to feel confident and find their flow, and so nobody feels like they're forcing their spot in that. Now they're just waiting for it to come to them.
Came into this game telling you that it was about tempo. Whoever could push the tempo or control it would win, because Gonzaga loves up-tempo and getting it to 80 points a game. San Diego really prefers like a 55-point win. So far, Gonzaga has owned this game, partly because of Allie Turner.
Nice job turning the corner, got to the left hand, able to finish with both hands. I think that's the next progression of her game, is being able to finish at the rim when it's contested. That time it really wasn't, but good to see her pushing it all the way to the paint when the defense gives it to her.
Turner steals it away. Pretty quiet game offensively, but it's because she's been passing, which she does there to Taylor Smith. Gonzaga loves the transition. They love to push the pace. They love to get it up to 80 points a game, and they are well on their way to that tonight. Another turnover. Betancourt beats some more. Couldn't get it. San Diego ball.
I mentioned the plus-minus with Smith in the first half. Plus-minus is basically everybody's charted how well your team is doing when you're on the floor versus when you're off the floor. So if you're in the plus category, it means when you're in the game, your team is scoring more than the other team versus when you're out. And Smith was at plus 12 in that first half. So she's just a winner. She adds different things. Hale's bigger, a bit stronger, maybe a better shooter. And some of the others like Lichty can step out and have a little more offensive game. But when Smith's in there, she makes winning plays.
Taylor Smith did just foul. Eva Roos is go to the free throw line now. I'm impressed by Eva Roos today as a sophomore. Very aggressive, very confident.
Yeah, she's got ability in the post. She kind of likes that left-handed step through. And she's really their only post presence. So in order to open things outside for Kylie Ray, San Diego's got to find a way to get the ball to her inside, make the defense turn their heads, and then allow shooters to spot up.
Here is Roos. She gets it down.
When head coach Blanche Alverson was at USC, they had the top 5 recruiting class in the country, and she was an assistant, a big part of that. And she went to Georgia Tech and was recruiting top-level ACC talent. So expect her to get some good players coming in. Obviously, San Diego's got one thing that most places can't sell, and that's sunshine, nice weather, beautiful campus, great academics. I think she just needs to start getting some players to fit into her profile.
No reason San Diego shouldn't be a great basketball program. I've always felt that way.
If
It's
San
a little
Diego
odd that
came
this is the
calling
last
to
time
me, I might not be sitting here.
It is just odd to think that this is going to be the last time San Diego is in this building as a conference opponent. Like, the closer we get here to the end of the season in the WCC, there is this weird nostalgia that comes with even games like this that Gonzaga's doubling up San Diego.
Yeah, Jenny Craig Pavilion down there, one of the nicer basketball venues in the conference, and then they just built a new practice facility there too. A lot of high hopes for this program and for Coach Alverson. You know, Josh Passner, who coaches UNLV, was quoted as saying she's a slam dunk hire, somebody who they expect really high hopes for. So it's just a matter of time putting some programs together.
Ray, turn around, that's her shot. Net didn't even move. Put her in double digits. Now that's 11 points, but Gonzaga's been all over her.
I think you said this earlier, Greg. 18 straight matchups between these two teams had gone in favor of Gonzaga, but think about that. If you played anybody 18 straight times, that's a lot of basketball against the same programs. And you know these teams, you know these locations, you know kind of the makeup of the schools. It's going to be fun to see some new faces come into the kennel next year in the Pac-12, but you'll miss some of the old ones.
Ray, inside, taken away by Hale.
Great read from Hale, and then look at Whitaker running the break.
Looking for Betancourt, who is smiling all the way to the bank. And a foul on the play. We were saying this before.
What a wry smile from Whitaker there, too. She knows she missed him.
We were saying this before the game, John, but we could bring this on air for the folks at home. There is a cozy factor about West Coast Conference basketball. If you've been watching this conference for a long time, if you went to one of these schools, inside to Whitaker, she's got it for 2. There is just something that is like sitting by a fireplace at Christmas about watching Gonzaga USF at 8:30 on a Thursday night on ESPN.
You know what those gyms look like. You know what they sound like.
There's a cozy factor.
Yeah, you know that nobody's in them when Gonzaga's not there, and when they are, it's packed house. It's just a different venue.
We're going to miss it.
Yeah, it'll be an adjustment. There's also a little bit of the little brother syndrome of we never got any respect. And now if we're going to be on a bigger stage, we'll just see how that develops.
Can you imagine what this last St. Mary's men's basketball game in this building is going to be like?
It's going to be a battle. It is interesting to think about the WCC, though, after Gonzaga leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that's a tough thing. There's a lot of less eyeballs, but it's going to give opportunities. And for some of these programs to win the conference tournament, make the NCAA tournament, puts them on a different profile, and it may help the program to succeed in the long run. So it'll just be an interesting thing to keep an eye on from afar.
Santa Clara and USF on both sides going to be beneficiaries of that, no doubt. St. Mary's men probably for the time being, though, as Hale misses that too. And Ray back to work. Accelerates. Corner 3, no good from Owens. Right to Whitaker.
Yeah, that's just the last piece of this puzzle that San Diego's missing. Kylie Ray, a much better second half player on the season. She drives the lane, finds the open 3 on the 4 corner, but there's nobody to shoot it. This Toreros team could really use a good spot-up shooter, somebody who can knock that down. They had a few ACL injuries before really the season got going, and it could have been one of them that would have been expected to knock that in. Sometimes you just don't have that piece to spread the floor out. Kylie Ray's opening opportunities for her teammates. Just needs somebody who can step up and hit it.
Gardner already trying to get open in the corner, and they didn't see Lichty coming around the side.
Nice alert lefty finish, too. She didn't try to go with her right. Finishes with the left, which uses her right shoulder to block the defender off. Keep her from being blocked from behind.
Ray does not seem to have gotten tired yet. She's still going, but looks frustrated out there being guarded by Gardner.
Think about this with Lichty, a grad transfer. I mean, she's coming in and bringing experience, poise. You've seen her shooting ability as well. She reads the game. But you're bringing her back after really being out for a lot of the first couple months of the season. It's like bringing on a brand new piece to the puzzle. If it fits, it's a huge bonus. And right now it looks like it's fitting in nicely.
Gonzaga's off-the-ball movement is terrific. There's Lichty. No foul. Kylie Ray had all ball.
And she keeps playing the way she is. I wouldn't be surprised if in some games this season she finds the starting lineup. You can see the big, if you just pan down a smidge, I think you'd see it, or as the camera opens up here, you'd see a big brace on her right knee.
Bottom of your screen right now. That's her number 4. Turner thought about the 3, but Allie's more interested in passing today and getting her teammates looks, I think. Inside to Hale. What a give and a finish.
And what a catch. She took an absolute shot on the catch, able to maintain her position. It didn't bump her off balance and able to go up and finish.
Zags still more than doubling up the Toreros. This is really something. Gonzaga's played a lot of close games after Christmas, including LMU, USF. Well, they had it. Not so much today.
And San Diego didn't play on Thursday, so they ought to have fresh legs. Gonzaga would be the team that would need a break, and they're going to get it here tonight, which is helpful.
We'll take the break here on ESPN Plus as Gonzaga continues to double up the Toreros. What a pass. I think it's so far here in Spokane, 51-23. Bulldogs on top of the Toreros. San Diego only scored 7 points in the second quarter, and so far, John, only 5 in the third.
Yeah, and for Gonzaga, it's been balanced attack and balanced scoring. Gosh, I'm looking through the numbers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 players with 6 or more points, and then a few with 5, 3. 15 assists thus far for GU. So they're getting it in the offense. They're not pounding the ball into the floor a lot. It's a lot of good ball movement, good spacing, nice screens, crisp offense. This is, when you're really rolling like this becomes kind of a live practice session against somebody other than the people you've been beating up every day in practice. You love this, and for coaches, this is when they're going to work on some stuff. Right now, they've been working on sealing and finding a nice post pass and another nice finish from Hale.
Great give off. Rhodes underneath. Can't get it. Rebounded by Holly, and she puts it in.
Nice finish going up and snatching that rebound down for the sophomore.
I've been looking all day for a way to say Rhodes, where we're going. We don't need Rhodes, but San Diego needs Rhodes. I haven't been able to work that one in.
Yeah,
so I give up midway through the third.
We'll get back to the future sometime down the line.
I give up. This team is having a lot of fun, a lot of smiles, a lot of movement. They feel free to play out there. You're seeing some joy today.
Yeah, look, everybody getting into it always feels good. And this could be good for some of the players who haven't been seeing as many minutes. It's a nice tie-up, good defensive play that time by Jaden Rhodes. When you don't see as many minutes, you get a chance to come in. These bench players work as hard as the starters in practice every day and in the offseason. So it's also nice to see them get a little more rhythm, because a foul trouble night or an injury happens and you're going to need to call upon your bench. They'll have more experience down the stretch.
Taken by Turner. Coast to coast. Got it. Wow. Allie Turner. Are you kidding me?
Holding the defender off with the left hand. Knew she had to go with one-handed right finish and had the touch to do it.
Loafing getting aggressive on defense, too. You love seeing the freshman do that as San Diego throws it away.
Yeah, with Turner, we said before, we know she can pull up and hit the jump shot, but not being afraid to go all the way to the paint. I mean, when we talk about live practice, those moments give her the ability to do it in a real clutch situation against tougher opponents later in the year.
Zags up 30. Getting incorporated. The Stars and Allie Turner and Lauren Whitaker are just passing it around, and everyone's getting their points.
Gonzaga has reloaded over the last few years. You got a good look at Allie Turner for a moment there. There's Zia Kuso. What do they have in common? And Lauren Whitaker probably. The last two freshmen of the year for the West Coast Conference. Akuso got it actually when she was at St. Mary's. Allie Turner last year at GU. You would make a lot of money in Vegas if you bet against Whitaker making that and something crazy happened, because the odds-on favorite for WCC Freshman of the Year this year is Lauren Whitaker. So just reloading right now for Gonzaga, injecting new talent into this program every year.
Kylie Ray can't get it to go after Paige Loafing missed her last shot for the Bulldogs. Fun to see her getting incorporated. True freshman from Billings. They see her as a fast pass-first point guard in years to come. She has good handles, though, very quick on the ball. Lichty. This has been a fun weekend for her.
Yeah, pure stroke. There's nothing like sitting out due to injury for a while to make you appreciate coming back in. We saw her diving on the floor for a ball the other day. Today's been all about getting that rhythm going, and she's got a pure jumper.
Well, this fan base had felt pretty bad for Sierra Lichty. She transferred in as a grad student, as that one's down from Rhodes. Lichty came in from Cal Poly. Good program, not an elite program. She had been one of their great players. Everyone was excited to see what she could do at a higher level. Doesn't play a lot, gets injured, and everyone was like, man, I feel bad for Sierra Lichty. All of a sudden this weekend, man, she's really contributing, and it's gratifying to see.
Yeah, and this is how you earn more minutes, right? You come in, you perform well, as she's got it here in the paint.
There she goes again, Sierra Lichty. Good to see in the mix, 9 points.
She's just got nice ball skills, able to dribble it. She's got good balance, good rotation. You know, she's definitely a post player with her size, but she's got the kind of skills most guards have. And it might feel like it's not big minutes, but this lets coaches trust you. You come in a game like this, perform in the way she has, they're going to put you in another moment maybe that is a bit more critical.
Zags will send Lichty and Hale off.
And a beautiful pass there to Lichty. Two of the best players in the game today for Gonzaga teaming up there is Taryn Gardner. We know all the three-point barrage she put on in that first half. But a nice pass as well.
Turnaround from Ray won't go. Osorobo locked her out on defense. So impressive.
Like maybe a little cramp as Kylie Ray limps her way down the court. Immediately, Coach Alberson's got a substitute for her.
I think someone just lost their Dippin' Dots or Salt and Straw in the crowd as that ball bounced in. R.I.P. Can you believe we have Salt and Straw in the kennel right now? I don't think we have a Salt and Straw store in Spokane. What a treat.
This is the best place to be.
It is. Saw that walking to the men's game the other day. I had to do a triple take. Loafing to inbound. And now Smith. What a pass. Osorobo driving. Fouled. I was waiting on the whistle. I was like, really? There we go.
Yeah, late but correct. And again, nice play from Osorobo. Scouting report says, make her shoot that. She didn't settle for it. Able to get into the lane.
We might be reviewing something here, or taking a look at the time on the clock.
A lot of contact. Wonder if that could have been something to the head. Osorobo's got the Mickey ears hair, right? So if somebody's messing up the hair, that to me that's a flagrant foul.
Find out in a second. But a minute to play here in the third quarter. Gonzaga's been running away with this one the whole way. Let's take another look.
Yeah, another look as it swings around. You're going to see Osorobo go in and just get collapsed down onto. A little bit of afters, but I think it was just Osorobo kind of stumbling into each other.
This is the most confident I think it's the most confident we've seen Osorobo look on offense all year, this game.
And part of it is just more minutes, right? I mean, it's so difficult. I think it's underestimated how hard it is for players to come in off the bench and play well immediately. I mean, normally practice or anything else, you're going to be handling the ball. You're going to shoot a few up, dribble in, get your rhythm before you start playing. and then you break a sweat. And in basketball, unlike a lot of other sports, you don't even warm up on the sideline. If somebody subs in a soccer game or something like that, they're warming up on the sideline for 10, 15 minutes. In basketball, you're literally sitting down, and then like with the flip of a switch, you got to come in and play. And in some cases, you got to come in and shoot it and have a rhythm, and that's just not an easy thing to do. People have made careers out of being really great sixth men and coming in off a bench. That's not an easy thing, and for sure, Osorobo comes in for her defense primarily, but even then, getting up to the speed of a game and being quick twitch and ready to go and just kind of reading it, not something that's easy to do when you're sitting down, moments prior.
This has felt like a big game for Osorobo. A couple aggressive plays on offense. We know she's great at her stretch defense. She's fast on defense. She makes it hard to drive past. But it's fun to see her taking shots as Akuso has it. Up to Osorobo. Does it again. Christabel Osorobo. What a night.
And she was expected to be coming off the bench a little earlier maybe than she has this year. At the very start of the year, she got really sick. In fact, she lost kind of those first minutes and then never was able to get them quite back.
Steal by Whitaker. This is just a feel-good basketball game if you're a fan of this Gonzaga team. There's a half-second difference between the game and shot clock.
And how far away are we for Whitaker and another double-double, Greg?
3 points.
She's sniffing at it still. She won't want to come out until she gets it.
No. Smith. 5. Corner. Osorobo. Lover taking it. Back inside. Whitaker laid at the horn. They might make him play a half second. Nope, they're just going to call it the quarter. Bulldogs up 63-27, and what an afternoon it's been in Spokane. We'll come back with the fourth right after this. 7 Bulldogs. Everybody's getting their numbers and their points today, but no better feel-good story than Sierra Lichty.
And she did it all today. Showing the three-point shot as she came in. I like she's flashing the smile on the way back with Bedcourt giving her a little shove. And she just has good court vision, awareness. She finds herself in the right spots. That was a good cut on the back door. This time being left alone again, knows exactly what to do with it. That one about a step inside the three-point line. So coming back from the injury, fantastic performance, giving some coaching confidence for her in big moments down the stretch. And again, it's like finding a $20 bill in a coat, right? You come back and you say, wow, look what we added to our attack. Oh, yeah, by the way, we have Allie Turner. Have you forgot about her?
And now she's into double digits in a game where it barely even looks like she's been trying to score. She's now got 11. More importantly, she's got 5 assists. She's been more of a true point today. Driving underneath. And around and in from San Diego, from Owens.
Yeah. And Allie Turner, 5 assists, only 1 turnover. So clean night of play for her thus far as well.
Rather, that was Jaden Rhodes, who's not played as much as her sister today. Taylor Smith started the game with a lot of scoring. She's been distributing it more since. Here is Smith. Akuso. Corner 3. She's loved that the last couple games.
She's not statistically a real fantastic three-point shooter, but when you watch her rhythm and that form, you're almost surprised she doesn't make more of them. Nice stop shot, set up, good follow through, and a good bucket. She's more of a scorer than a shooter.
That was a nice shot. Ray long as Smith grabs the rebound. Gonzaga up 40. I can't remember the last time, John, can you?
Well, it's because it's been everything, right? Sometimes they get scoring, but you'll let the other team get a few freebies. They've had great defense and great offense all together.
Inside, Taylor Smith. This has probably been the best passing Gonzaga game we've seen this year. San Diego's pretty much just let them go at will, creating their own lanes.
Nice pass.
Underneath to Tharp. Nice play.
I think you're going to have to find ways to do that as the season progresses for San Diego. A lot of eyeballs are going to be on Kylie Ray. If they can use her to create for her teammates, that might be a better option. I mean, you'd love to give your first scorer a look and get her as many shots as you can, but you just can't force it. Gonzaga has doubled and sometimes triple teamed her and made her give it up. And if San Diego can be prepared for what to do in that case, they're going to scare a lot of teams in this WCC.
Indeed. Ray around the screen, pops just short, put back from Dresha Moore. All right, I have a question about Kylie Ray. So this is her first year at San Diego. She transferred in from Utah, who is now in the Big 12 in the offseason. Lauren Whitaker, short on the three as Akuso gathers. Kylie Ray, do you think this is a quick stop at San Diego, or do you think she's going to stay here a while?
You know, I don't know all the circumstances for the rationale in why she came to San Diego, but anytime you've got a first-year coach, if you're transferring in, there's a good chance you believe in what's being built.
Yes.
And Kylie Ray can be a part of that. She can be really the foundation for a program. Right now, she's having to do a lot herself. You've got to be able to trust that, give your coach time, and you're going to have some better backmates, some running mates next year than you've got this year. And that's no knock on her teammates. They just don't have the talent quite yet. If Coach Alverson can bring some more talent to join her, then all of a sudden the pressure on her stops being so significant. And you win a few games, things get a lot more fun. And let's not forget, like we said earlier, San Diego is a wonderful college, right?
Oh, my.
Academics,
yes.
Beautiful. So basketball might not be growing great for her, but if she believes in her coach and everything else off the court is good, I don't expect her to just move right on. Starters still seeing minutes here, Greg. And, again, It's an opportunity to work on stuff. Try some plays maybe that you want to use later on in the year. Stay crisp.
Does anybody have a better pull-up jumper in the WCC than Zia Kuso?
What makes it so good is you have to respect her drive all the way to the bucket. So if she gets defenders leaning that way and then she rises up and she's got a good vertical, so she gains her space and then knocks it down. It's fun to watch. She does it going left, too. Back with the right-handed shot.
Smith couldn't save it. That's now 12 rebounds, by the way, for Lauren Whitaker, who's still hunting that double-double. Taylor Smith has been fun to see her play, I would say, with some free flow today.
Yeah, there's been times earlier this season where she's got the ball and she's kind of looking to pass every time. And now she's looking to create. And I think those are two different things. Sort of a meager, I'm going to let the defense dictate, versus I'm going to help create and happy to go and find that.
Tharp. Three. No good from Jaden Rhodes. So stay with the Bulldogs stay with San Diego. With 6 minutes and change to play. We have an off-the-ball foul.
Yeah, a little hold on the cut through. I think they're going to call it on Betancourt.
That's on Ines Betancourt, who appears very confused about that call on the court, but I guess when you're up 40, still it doesn't matter. No good as Smith has the rebound. Turner pushing, having some fun. Neshi, short on the three. Smith rebounds it. She's had a great game, 8 points and now 4 rebounds. Smith. Just long as Whitaker had that one knocked away. Ajayi. Long as Whitaker has another rebound. Starting to look more like a scrimmage at this point. I think everyone's getting a little tired out. 5.5 minutes to play. Getting ever just slightly more sloppy.
Well, we were saying, Greg, this is kind of clear the bench time if you're Gonzaga, but with some of the injuries,
they
already have. They've only got 10 players suited up for today. So there really aren't like a couple of walk-ons at the end of the bench that are never seeing minutes. We haven't seen Julia Wilson at all tonight. I think it's an illness, but hard to tell for sure. I don't see
She's there behind the bench, but she's not dressed.
I don't see a boot or anything. She's not like limping around a bunch, but she isn't suited up tonight. And we know Mackenzie Dallin's still out for a little bit, so this is sort of the bench cleared version right now, with the exception of Osa Robo, who will likely come in a few minutes for Betancourt.
Loafing for Gardner, who has hit 4 3-pointers today. Loafing, the true freshman, rejected by Moore. But a good recovery by Smith. Corner, Loafing, the freshman gets her get back. Everybody's getting points today in Spokane.
Gotta love the confidence. Moments before, seeing her shot blocked did not deter her or keep her from stepping into it and shooting it with confidence.
That's tacos, by the way. Everyone gets a little Taco Bell, 10 points, and our student cameramen are smiling all the way to the bank with that.
Their stomachs won't be later.
Those were the days when you could still pull that off,
Yeah,
huh, John?
I guess that's true.
Remember
it's
college?
A little different now.
A little travel there on Paige Loafing, who got a little excited. That'll take us to our last break of this one, 76-35 Bulldogs. It's been a party inside the McCarthy Athletic Center. Look at this. Top of San Diego as everyone's just having a good time here before we all go back to our separate corners to watch Niners Seahawks later tonight. Meanwhile, here in the WCC, coming into this game, we knew Gonzaga had entered a tie with Oregon State. Upset alert in the West Coast Conference. Pepperdine is leading T1 Oregon State by 2 with 90 seconds to play. There's a very real chance Gonzaga is alone in first after an OSU upset in 2 minutes.
And in one weekend, they go from third place to first with a game clear, potentially, if
By the way,
Pepperdine can hold on.
Oregon State came into this weekend the only unbeaten left in the conference. This will have been a really bad weekend for the Beavs. So we'll let you know about that at the end of this game as Ajayi hits for San Diego. And the bench has a real great celebration. You got to find things to be positive about when you're down this much.
You do, but you also see those as signs, right? When you're program building, you're not looking at today, you're looking at tomorrow, and tomorrow's tomorrow. And what are you looking for? Kind of hope. It's like a good play, good team camaraderie, belief in what's being enacted. And there's Osa Robo having the night of her career so far for Gonzaga as well to answer. But yeah, just seeing the bench get into it, that's a good sign, I think, for the future of San Diego. When you're struggling like this, it can fracture a little bit, right? And that's not what you're seeing.
Kylie Ray all the way to the hoop, missed it. You legit almost sounded like you're about to launch into the tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow Macbeth speech. I was looking at you. I was like, John, are you about to do Macbeth on here? No, I guess not.
Save that for your English class.
Licked the underneath for Loafing. Fouled her on the pass. How often do you hear tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow? I guess just John Billings.
Maybe I'll hear it tomorrow. Good balance for this Gonzaga team from a standpoint, especially if Lichty's more a part of this. She's the only senior along with Vera Gunyadigin.
Good night.
Thank you.
God bless you.
And but really, it's a young team, right? But when you start to look at a junior like Zia Kuso, Taylor Smith, there's some good balance across this. And then, of course, Betancourt, the senior. Good balance to this team. And sometimes a freshman brings a little youthful exuberance to the team. That always helps you as well. They're poised to be peaking at the right time of the year.
This is so much fun. Look at Paige Loafing go.
You can see she's got talent. Look at her ability to just kind of knead her way into the defense. Finish. She's got a nice reflex release out to her right, which helps to protect it against bigger defenders. You can kind of see when she's gotten in this year, she's got the talent, but she's felt a little timid. And so I think just getting some of these moments out helps her to believe, yeah, I do belong here. And we know she's got the talent.
Inside 3 minutes to play in this one.
It'd be big, too. If she can play a lot of minutes and provide another point guard option, it lets Allie Turner play a little bit more as a 2 if Gonzaga needs her to score down the stretch this year and play off the ball.
Loafing. And Hale, the freshmen, make the future of this team so bright. Loafing with 5, gotta go. Step back, Loafing! And Enosh Betancourt's gonna fall over. She's dancing so hard on the bench. What a fun day.
They're doing the gritty over there. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, this has been a relaxing afternoon if you're a Bulldogs fan. This has been fun to see everyone looking like Olympians out there.
Oh, Soroba shows her length with that block, too. These kind of games bring a squad together, right? Laughing, smiling.
And Lofing's out there calling plays. Hale inside. We've seen that before. 90 seconds to go. Gonzaga is on the verge of going up 50. Von Siepler finishes. Haven't seen her very much today, but she's really fun to watch when she's been out there. She gets to the hoop well.
She wanted an and one there as well, and maybe had a case for it. A little contact before the finish.
All right, so Oregon State awaits for these Gonzaga Bulldogs Thursday in Corvallis. Love seeing Lofing try it again at least.
That was a heat check. Why not?
Game of the year so far in the WCC, Gonzaga OSU.
Yeah, here's another look at that last step back. That was sweet. Yeah, that's going to be a big one. Oregon State has such size, probably better than any other team in the conference, and it's going to really test how much Gonzaga can get in the paint. Normally, like we saw tonight, doubles and triple teams to stop Whitaker, but they may not need to do that, and so it's going to put a lot more pressure on the guards for Gonzaga to find their own looks. They won't just be getting freebies. It'll be a good test. I think we'll see where the strengths and weaknesses with those two teams are. As the season's progressed, Gonzaga hasn't really had a significant challenge in conference in the last few weeks, although
LMU
that San
game,
Francisco
double
one
OT.
was tough too. Yeah, that's true. That's such a different team, LMU, the way they slow it down, and then they've got a guard who's going to drive you and try to make you defend. So evolution of this team, looking strong and still taking tests, passing those tests when asked.
Domination wire to wire. Bulldogs never trailed all 40 minutes. 87-42.
"19 straight competitions between these two, one in favor of Gonzaga." I think San Diego might be happy enough to not be playing GU anymore, unless they match up somehow down the line in the tournament. This is likely the last time these two teams will be a WCC opponent.
This was the largest margin of victory in Gonzaga women's basketball history against San Diego. And what a way to finish it off against the Toreros after a long and fruitful partnership in this building.
Feels like a long time ago, but remember the first half when Taryn Gardner was absolutely on fire?
Yep.
And she got him started off well, knocked down the jump shots, had some good passes as well. And this was kind of a everybody contribute night, but excited to get to talk to our player of the game in a few moments, Taryn Gardner, because she was outstanding today. I think execution, too. If we talk to Coach Fortier after this one, what she'd be pleased with. Certainly some of the youngsters coming up, stepping up, playing well. But it was really, the things that they had to run, they ran them crisp. The spacing was nice. You could see the passing and how many buckets they scored tonight off of assists is an indicative measure of that. 26 assists tonight for Gonzaga on the 87 points.
All right, and here we go, our player of the game, Spokane's own, the Meade High School graduate, Taryn Gardner, who is our player of the game with 12 points, all of those off three. Taryn, first of all, how much fun was today?
It was so much fun. I mean, we just came out with the energy. We came out ready to play, and we have so many threats and everyone was making their shots at it. It was just so fun to be able to support my teammates and have the team just do so well together.
You look confident, more confident maybe than at the start of the season when you're trying to find where do I fit in. How confident are you in your role now, and obviously being able to step in and hit some threes?
Yeah, I think each day I'm gaining a little bit more confidence, and that's just so freeing because, I don't know, when you play with confidence, you can just, do whatever and just feel more comfortable making shots and making passes, and my teammates are always cheering me on, and we're always cheering each other on. So it's really been a blessing.
You can see that at the end of the game,
yes,
by the way, for
exactly.
your teammates. There's definitely a camaraderie coming together. Tell me about the feel within this team right now.
We're just all so close and get along so well that it's just such a blessing to be a part of. Like, I've never been a part of a team like this, and all the girls are awesome. Like I said at the beginning of the year, or like a lot of people have said, we have so many new people, and that can be a little bit nerve-wracking, but I think right away we all just kind of clicked, and it's only building. So
it's showing.
You guys have a couple days to enjoy this one. Oregon State.
Yes.
It's coming up next.
Big game.
That's going to be a showdown. What are you looking forward to about that one?
I think just to show what we've been working on and building that camaraderie again, and just coming out playing hard and showing what we're made of.
Spokane Zone, Taryn Gardner.
Yeah.
Thank you, Taryn.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Big game, John Billings. All right, that thing was fun if you're a Gonzaga fan, wire to wire. That was an enjoyable afternoon of hoops.
Yeah, and this crowd always comes and brings it here in the Kennel. One of the best women's basketball crowds you're going to see around the country. They got treated to it, everything, including tacos, and a fun night all around for GU. And I think when you kind of start to look to the future and you're edging towards WCC and potentially an NCAA tournament bid, these are nights where you can't overlook your opponent. You get the job done. And I think this team is looking to get better every single game, and tonight was certainly an example of that.
All right, so for what it's worth, because we teased you with it, broadcast teachers would say that we have to follow this up. Pepperdine and Oregon State, they tied it. Looks like Pepperdine and Oregon State are going to overtime.
Wow.
So you can go find that elsewhere on ESPN+. But meanwhile, Gonzaga at very least will stay tied for first place in the WCC with this win today. If Pepperdine pulls it off an OT over on ESPN+, they may be alone in first place. Well, this was a fun afternoon. So glad you were with us with the great John Billings. For our executive producer, Stephen Carr, here in the Kennel, I'm Greg Talbot saying so long from Spokane, where this was a spectacular day to be a Zag.